I first heard his whistle on the Chilkoot Trail. He looked so forlorn and impossibly frail, hauling a year's supply of provisions. I tell you, his backpack drew my suspicions. No one discovered from whence he came. None of us ever did ask for his name. After I searched his peculiar pack, we called him the Eggman behind his back. That knapsack never was out of his sight. He held it all day. He hugged it all night. The moon was full. I couldn't sleep. I simply had to take a peek. I let loose the laces. I undid the clasp. My jaw fell open, a stupefied gasp. I removed the egg and declared out loud, Humpty Dumpty would have been proud. I considered the price of a Dawson egg. A dozen could cost you an arm and a leg. But this behemoth was really big stuff, as they say in Paris. Enough is enough. Slipped from my midst to the hard-packed snow. It wobbled, I scrambled, and wouldn't you know, it rolled off the edge of a steep snowy shelf. I'd failed to rescue the darn thing myself. What would he make of this situation? My fault? No, that's an exaggeration. If he learned I dropped his prize on the ground, I'd be walking on eggshells all the way down. With trembling hands, I rolled a snowball of duplicate weight and size overall. I crammed it inside mere seconds before a snort and a gasp interrupted his snore. We finished the journey with no suspicion. Each day was a warmer weather condition. The Yukon River to Dawson at dawn, he looked in his pack, and his precious was gone. Hey, remember the egg that wobbled and rolled? I believe its story must now be told. The egg had started an avalanche that frightened a raven right off her branch. Raven returned when the rumbling ceased, and she was astonished, to say the least. A monstrous egg now lay in the nest. It looked right at home, snuggled in with the rest. She mothered the spheroid with the whole litter, and hoped the best for the shell-encased critter. But when the brood hatched, it was clearly apparent that Mama Raven wasn't the big one's parent. And sadly, to all the rest of the flock, the new bird became a big laughingstock. Long neck, can't fly, looking absurd. They ostracized the ostrich-sized bird. Such cruel taunts. Her self-esteem wrecked. Can you imagine the cause and effect? In cool marsh lake mud, her two-toed impression marked where she walked the depths of depression. Her fleet feet followed the Yukon downstream, where rapids wrecked rafts and broke golden dreams. And in the sand of Bonanza Creek's bed, she lowered her neck and buried her head. Around the bend of that cold, quiet creek, where Big Bird had gone and buried her beak, with gold pan in hand, the Eggman lurked. Hi-ho, the sourdough whistled and worked. with her fuzzy head buried under the ground. She was shocked to hear a familiar sound. Her sad, sad spirits swiftly regaled. 'Twas breathtaking. Uh-oh, gravel inhaled. She stood there not breathing, her eyes open wide. He ran up behind her and quickly applied a Heimlich maneuver with a Klondike twist. She coughed a gold nugget the size of your fist. Together they worked the old Eggman's claim. She was more than willing to join in his game. That bird learned quickly, and by early fall, she was coughing up gold with every hairball. They joined a tap dancer whose trained peacock could shake a tail feather and rhythmically squawk. Using applause and cheers as a gauge, they were a hit on the Palace Grand stage. The tap dancer fell for the whistling dude. In no time, a double wedding ensued, 'cause ostrich and peacock were also included. And in a few weeks, an egg was extruded. Soon the shell cracked and out poked a beak. Both Mummy and Daddy said, "This bird's unique. I think we created a brand new breed. It's going to cost us a fortune to feed." His legs grew lanky, his feathers enormous. Fanning his plumage, parading before us, his tail feathers shaded a towering tree, and that's one tall tale. I'm sure you agree.